1964. The car with the most passion. It's one of the most craziest family cars on the market. I've never using sports cars more than 30 days per year. Never. Most of the Ultimates have here a yellow stripe. We have the Supercar co-ownership system. And my favorite car, which I would love to own and having into the collection, would be a...
Hey there, welcome back on the Marepreneur channel once again. Today it's kind of special day, I have to say, because I'm going to do new episode of Automat Entrepreneurs. It's the third episode actually, and I'm really excited about it because this business, this company, it's somehow really specific, unique, because it's the first time actually I'm seeing like this business model applied in reality, and I couldn't believe at first that this business model can work, but actually it's working perfectly fine. And I'm looking forward to share that story with you. And as well, the story of this entrepreneur, because I believe we all want to learn from him. I think we can learn a lot from him, and I think he has to share a lot with us. Now we are going to visit Supercar Sharing in Capital. Finally, I arrived here to Supercar Sharing in Capital, and I'm with Deivis, the owner.
Great having you here, Marco, today.
Thank you very much.
At Supercar Sharing. We're actually here in the Motor World Manufactory. This is a historical place in Zurich capital. To introduce myself, well, I'm Deivis, as said, and I'm actually in the tech industry since 14 years, and I have a big passion for cars. 4 years ago, 2020, we had the idea to establish a company where people can jointly acquire, purchase, and share access to exclusive cars.
So here we have the RS6.
It's beautiful RS6 C8 2021 version. Well, it's actually got 600 horsepower. It's one of the most craziest family cars on the market. Of course, we also have the Ferrari GTC Quadrilucer, which have even more horsepower. But it's not always about horsepower. It's about just the crazy idea in putting such a car into a 600 horsepower machine monster with a really masculine look. Right here on the left, we have a 190 SL from 1964. This is one of the cars who is in the co-ownership program of our company. So it's a very beautiful specification with the red leather. Everything is original here. The condition is really perfect. So the basic idea about that is that we have the Supercar co-ownership system that actually allows people to own a fraction, so a share of the specific vehicle, and this entitles them to use the car for a corresponding amount of time for usage. So it's always split into 10 shares, and each share grants the co-owner and the individual owner 10% ownership. So it's up to them if they, for example, acquire 2 shares, 20% ownership or 30% ownership. It really depends on the usage of the vehicle. And for example, this car is limited to 2,000 kilometers per year and 30 days of usage.
It's not something that you can find easily also to buy it if you want to buy it for yourself. For example, this Lamborghini Aventador Ultimate is a limited version, right?
Oh yes, it's absolutely stunning in the collection. Really beautiful car. It's the Ultimate LP 784 Roadster. So the Roadster, specifically Roadster, is limited to 250 pieces. Most of the Ultimates have here, for example, a stripe, a yellow stripe or green stripe, something a little bit flashy. But in my opinion, it takes the classic look of the Lamborghini, of the Aventador. And in that case, we have all of that. It's just pure carbon fiber. What else do we need? We just need the carbon fiber. That has to be focused on the car.
Exactly.
Also take a look at the bronze calipers. Isn't that beautiful?
Insane. Also the size of the disc.
It's just the specification which is really untypical.
Crazy.
And the bronze and the bronze stitching.
It's matching the interior. That's really nice.
This is handmade.
And this is carbon, right? everywhere around. Also behind the seats is carbon.
Yeah, well, many things of the Aventador still keeps the classic look of almost all Aventadors Lamborghini made.
You mean the central console and so on,
central
right?
console and also the infotainment system is actually the same one as from the 2015 Lamborghinis, but it's okay. It's not about the infotainment system. It's about the sound, the feeling. What's also different here is we can actually control the spoiler right from the console of the car. We can open it, and it gives extra boost to the aerodynamic functions of the car, which is really, really great.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, incredible. The whole hall here is shaking. So yeah, many people are, for example, comparing the GTC Quadriluso to the R8. So we got all of them cars here, and I can clearly say the Ferrari is the car with the most passion, with the most sound, with the most iconic feeling. Yes, Ferrari is a V12, so you cannot top it. You cannot top a V12. V12 is the end of all kind of engines we can have on this world. Our plan is to preserve such kind of vehicles, V12, and extend the collection to cars who have an historical meaning to car collectors and to car lovers. So we are going to focus more into V12 cars for the next amount of years in our operation in time, this range. So we have the Urus, of course, we have the Bentayga, we have the GTC Quadriluso, and we have the RS6. But when it comes to performance, those both cars are often compared. So the RS6 and the GTC Quadriluso V12. In my opinion, when it comes to passion and to sound, of course, there's only one solution. The V12, of course. That's just a fraction of the collection we are offering. Currently, we have 24 cars who are also listed online for sales, cars who are currently on the road, and people are enjoying these cars. It's often used by frequently travelers, by car collectors from all around the world who rather have a stake on the car instead of renting a car or buying it totally alone. Because if you are, for example, an entrepreneur from the USA or from UK and you're coming to Switzerland, you always need to rent a specific kind of car, and you have a Ferrari at home or a Porsche at home. You want the same car also here when you're frequently traveling to the space. And for them, it makes much more sense to owning 10 or 20% of the same car or a car they love instead of renting it, because it's a total different perspective of calculation.
I would like to start from where the idea for Supercar Sharing came. When you realized that you want to start this business, where you find inspiration?
But when we're talking about sharing and co-ownership, this is already a long going on business. So co-ownership is not something new. It's new in the car industry. So we are definitely, we have revolutionized the system of co-owning vehicles. Nothing else comparable is on the market. That's fact. But co-ownership exists since a very long period, actually. So it already existed in a form of owning family homes, co-owning jets, for example, co-owning yachts. And those kind of businesses are already going on since the 60s, 70s, and even with jets since the 80s. For example, with NetJet is one of the market leaders for jet ownership. And this company is actually currently owned by Berkshire Hathaway, with actually Warren Buffett is one of the main investors from them. So it's a really old business already. But no one had a running and functional system how to do it with cars, because cars are a very personal thing. It's differently to handle it. The maintenance is differently than, for example, from a property. So there's way more complexity involved with cars than with any other asset. We can manage in a jointly project like sharing assets. And so we started with. I started with the idea in 2017, because we already had an ongoing issues with cars, actually, and I wasn't very happy back then with my Jaguar collection.
Okay.
A lot of maintaining costs, a lot of unnecessary things, and how it's going with it usually is with entrepreneurship. It goes up and down and up and down, and somehow you think about the efficiency about owning luxury assets. How many days I'm really using those kind of cars? How much does it cost me? The full collection within a year, within a month, within 5 years, and how efficient it is. Because I always calculating as an entrepreneur, it's very important to keep your costs efficiently, to reinvest, to invest in different kind of assets to give you more value. Of course, we love cars. I'm car enthusiast since years, but it has a limitation when it comes to financial benefits, of course. And with cars, it's a very personal thing that we all needed to think about how really efficiently we're using sports cars. And from my point of view, and this is my experience, I've never using the sports cars more than 30 days per year. Never. I don't have time for that. I'm an entrepreneur. I have many things to do. We have family, we have many other things. We are traveling. So just a portion of time I'm able to use the car. And the rest of the time, the car is in the garage. But the cars are still running on the collection. So the reason is why. And so I've shortly started to share cars with my main partners. And with this is the idea across, because I wanted also, as a tech entrepreneur, I wanted to establish a new platform when it comes to cars. So I already had the idea of starting a platform. But I wasn't sure about in which direction should it go. Should it be a listing platform for cars, for luxury cars that I love? But there are already so many car platforms on the market. So why should I launch another car platform? It must be something very new, really innovative, and something that really people need. And so the idea came, by the way, what is currently my main issue? My main issue is the usability of cars, which is not on the efficiency level who are expecting it to be. The idea grew to establish a network with Supercar Sharing, and we established the brand in 2021. We purchased the first vehicle, which was actually Aston Martin V8 Vantage Roadster from 2008. So it was a car for around 80,000 francs. And so we started to...
So that was the first car?
Car, and we're getting into it, and we changed a lot of experiences of how co-ownership could even work.
But it's an unusual business, because like, if you check the traditional way of buying a car now, you would go to the garage, right? And you would buy it with the leasing, or if you have money, you can pay it directly. But nobody is actually considering, or around me, my friends and people I know, they're not considering this business model yet. They don't understand it. Maybe this business model, this idea didn't reach to them yet, so they are not familiar with it. But I think it's the value that you are giving to the customer is huge.
Asset sharing. In other countries, it's more normal, especially in touristic areas. It is very normal for a world kind of clientele to share assets. For example, sharing yachts, sharing properties. It's pretty normal up there. It's really normal, but it's not usually here in Switzerland. So that's the main reason it didn't get to the most clients here in Switzerland, because we are 95% focused on the touristic area. So we are exporting our product, our marketing campaigns, and attracting people from around the world who actually make holiday in Switzerland. And most of them are car collectors and holiday makers who love those kind of cars. So these are, until now, that's the main basic kind of clients we support.
If I'm one of these 10 co-owners, who is doing the maintenance, the insurance, taking care of the cars in general? How that works?
It's pretty easy. So imagine, for example, just say the Lamborghini here. You are planning your holidays, and you come to Switzerland, let's say 2, 3, or 4 times per year. But you don't want to rent it. So you Google it, you Google sports cars, supercar in Switzerland, and you will automatically find us.
Okay.
And your favorite car, let's say it's a Lamborghini. And instead of renting it, you're making a request first. Then we're getting into the conversation, we're getting into the next steps. So you purchase actually the share of this car. And after it, everything else is managed. So
Just one question in the meantime. But they can just buy one share, so not more. They cannot buy the whole car per one person, right? It will be always like 1 of 10.
No, you can also buy the full car if you want.
Okay,
To keep it
okay.
managed here safely. We have also off-market non-listed vehicles who are actually here managed just for our private clients from overseas who come here to Switzerland for using their
Okay.
own car. And it's no problem also to purchase a full vehicle or 50% of the vehicle. It really depends on the usage. So with 10% ownership, for example, you get the entitlement to use the car 30 days per year.
Okay.
And up to 3,000 kilometers, depends on the model. You can just manage it with the app. So you can book your car for a respective amount of time. And then when you're finished your booking period, you just bring it back and that's it.
Before jumping to the next question, there is one thing that we didn't answer: how the maintenance then is working.
As when we purchase a vehicle, it's always split into the shares. So we already talked about that. But we also have an operational system going on for the fractional ownership of cars.
Yeah.
So every co-owner who owns a vehicle also pays a split amount of cost for maintaining the vehicle. And this includes everything like a service package. It includes the vehicle storage, so here's directly in the car in our main locations. It includes vehicle taxes, tax management, it includes service management, I'm coming to it later. And it includes also cleaning and the preparation of the car after every usage. And what else? Comprehensive insurance, so those kind of things are always involved. And one pair of wheels, of course, for the sports car. It's included into the package, co-ownership package, and it's split into a fraction of amount. It depends on how many shares you own of this vehicle. So let's say, for example, the operational costs of the Lamborghini Aventador are around 15 till 18,000 per year, and it's fact, it's like that. So you are paying a fraction of that. So 10% means the operational costs are 1,800 francs, and it includes all of them I just mentioned above. It also includes a service transport to our licensed dealers we are working with. So for example, let's say Ferrari or the RS or Lamborghini are being transported to the main licensed dealers where they take the car for the annual maintenance and servicing of the vehicle.
Okay, I'm curious to hear which car was the most expensive or the most rare car you had so far?
So on our platform we have listed several kind of hypercars. So in our period of time we had several of Bugatti Chirons listed on our platform and the Bugatti Chiron Sport. We had off-market Pagani Huayra Roadster listed on the platform, and currently our two most exclusive cars are in our possession: the Lamborghini Aventador Ultimate Roadster, one of 250 model, and the Porsche 911 Brabus Rocket 900 R. Crazy name, but this is limited to 1 to 25 vehicles on the.
Only 25.
Only 25, exactly.
Now I would like to switch a bit more on the personal side.
Okay.
And I would like to ask you, which type of car is your favorite car? Which type of cars do you like to drive or you enjoy the most?
So I'm a big fan of the Ferrari GTC Quattro. But I'm also pretty neutral when it comes to cars. I have a different kind of taste, a big range of taste. I love Aston Martin V12, so I love the DBS. I love the Aventador for the sound and for the own characteristic of the vehicle. Not for the everyday usage, but just for sometimes when you got the impulse in yourself of feeling a strong sound. Definitely Lamborghini. When it comes to comfortable sound and family trips, maybe it's definitely the Ferrari GTC. And when it comes to everyday usage, I would more go for Porsche 911 or for the Audi RS. And my favorite car, which I would love to own and having into the collection, would be a Koenigsegg Regera. I love Koenigsegg, totally. I love the engineering, I love the philosophy, I love the vision of those kind of cars. And those are both. Those are roadsters and coupes in one. This is amazing. I love it. And just the design of those cars they're also classic, and I love classic looking cars. Koenigsegg got all of them.
It's my favorite brand as well, Koenigsegg.
Also?
Yes, and connected to that, then I will ask you a following question and we go back to the business. But did you ever thought to maybe buy a Koenigsegg for Supercar Sharing?
We have one listed, but it was too early in our time for Supercar Sharing. So in the establishment time of the corporation, so in 2021, 2020, I had one very interesting car collector, and he gave me a Koenigsegg Agera. Not a Regera, but Agera as a special edition for getting it into our co-ownership system. And we listed this car, but we just were too early for those kind of vehicles because the brand were really new, and we just had Aston Martin listed for 80k, and then we are coming with a 4 million Koenigsegg Agera. So it was fun because we had a lot of reactions to that. We even had press. We have magazine features of our business just because it was so interesting. But actually, we couldn't sell it successfully because it was too early in our business, in our business time. Yeah, but the dream was already here 4 years ago.
Okay, I see that as a big achievement already. I mean, even though you didn't find maybe the 10 co-owners, but that was it was a big step, I guess, for you and for the company.
It was a big, yes, definitely.
Before finishing the episode, I know you like reading books, and with that, I would like to ask you if there is any specific book you would like to share with younger entrepreneurs that they want to start their own business, their own project in the automotive industry, or not only in the automotive industry.
Well, I actually have read plenty of books since I am already 14 years in the business, and it depends on the interest. So it's an evolution of books who always changed a little bit the perspective of the current situation I am. But thinking back, one of the most important books I read were pretty much everything from the Rich Dad episode. It was from Kiyosaki. Very interesting perspective. It's still valuable today. Definitely it is. And one of the very interesting books I also read were, for example, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Also super interesting, giving you so many perspectives of different characteristics and many perspectives of how businesses can evolve even in the 1920s, and it still has the same principles today. That's fact. And also when it comes to startups, I would suggest to young entrepreneurs the book The Lean Startup, which gives very strong insights about starting a company, about strategy, about managing wealth, about managing the efficiency of branding and not wasting the money actually when you got the raising funds, for example, for your startup.
That's perfect. I would share literally the same books. I read all of them.
Wow.
And I think Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's essential. I think it's the book that you need to start at the beginning of your career, but keep it always there and read it from time to time again.
Oh, and one further book, The Richest Man of Babylon, which giving you big insights about preserving wealth and establishing wealth. Also super interesting because the same things are still valued today at the same perspective about, especially when preserving wealth. Because once you have already built or sold a company successfully and you're starting a second company, third company, or you're trying to already spread your portfolio of investments, then you're not only building something up, but you have to preserve something.
Yes.
to protect yourself, the family, and your current wealth. So
Yes.
we have to grow with that. And I think the book, The Richest Man of Babylon, giving you a strong insight of managing your risks, about managing your wealth, and preserving it.
Yes. I think all the books you mentioned are really connected with each other. I think they are not sharing the same messages, but if you read all of them, they will help you so much in developing yourself, first of all, as an entrepreneur, and also the businesses. So thank you very much for that. I think these books are really valuable, and I think can help everyone in their entrepreneurial career.
Definitely, yeah.
And to come to the last question then, is there any motivational message you would like to share as well with the young entrepreneurs to motivate them, or maybe a quote if you have?
Oh yeah, sure, with pleasure. When it comes with entrepreneurship, there are two different things I always have in my personal experience. Those are the first thing, a plan, and the other thing is the reality. And I think when it comes to a specific word of how I put everything together in between plans and reality is improvisation. That's a mastermind thing every entrepreneur needs to learn in your life, is to have improvisation and steps into your growth career, because not all plans will involve like you are planning it, and then you have to improve and never give up when the plan doesn't come to this point. It's just a challenge when you're facing something and it comes to a challenge. It's just a sign of showing you a way of you have to keep fight for your vision. And this comes with improvisation and creating new step plans. So never stop to make improvisations, even if you are facing failure, because it's one of the most important lessons we have, facing failures and changing it into even something better for your product, something better for you, and growing with failures is
perfect. Thank you very much, Deivis, for sharing this important and valuable message with the audience and with me as well. I think we reached the end. I want to thank you very much for your time, for the time we spent together to show your company, your cars, and your exceptional story, first of all. And I hope in the future we will have another episode, maybe in 2-3 years, where we can show where you are now and where you will be in the future, because I'm really interested in seeing the development of this company, where it will be in the future. I think it's really unique to me. This business model is very unique, and I'm very interested into it. So definitely we will be in touch for the future, and maybe, who knows, in the next years we can do another episode together.
with pleasure. Thank you very much for the interview, for coming and taking your time for that.
Thank you very much. So if you like the video, don't forget to share, subscribe to the channel, to like the video, and don't forget to visit the website of Supercar Sharing and to follow them on Instagram as well. You will have the links in the description box down below. Thank you very much, and see you in the next episode.